Well, this is one of those introductions that I hate making, but the FOXBODY rot is completely repaired. And you may be wondering, well, I said in the last video that I would record the process. I did. However, I didn't record audio. For those of you that don't know, my name is Nick. You're watching Olsen Auto. This is my 88 FOXBODY, 5.05 speed, notchback, everything you could want. And I recorded a video of me doing all the rot repair on the front of this car. Typical FOXBODY, strut towers and frame rails gone. I spent like 2 or 3 days fixing it. Came out really nice. I'm pretty glad with how it turned out. And I went to edit the video and I was like, oh, my computer volume's not on. Type away, thinking, oh, my computer's broken. So I played another video. Computer's not broken. There's no audio. So for the next minute or so, you're gonna see a quick time lapse of what I did record. I'm gonna sort of make it cinematic with some music in the background because, well, there's no audio and I don't think any of you want to watch a clip where it's just me mouthing words talking about this car. So gonna hop into some cinematics and then we have some work to do because this has to go back in there, but this is really heavy. The K-member itself should only be about 50 pounds, so I'm gonna get it down to just the K-member and the steering rack. So I'm gonna take that, the control arms, all that stuff off, because as a unit, it's like really heavy, like 300 pounds. But if I take it all apart, should be nice and light. Let's cue some cinematics, and you guys will see just how I got this rot repaired. You can see, nice, solid, everything looking good. Let's do it. Not only did I just have to create a cinematic masterpiece of me welding and hammering away whatever clips I used, I don't even know yet, but I lost the tripod that I used to hold my camera. Now that you guys saw how we got this rot repaired, next step is this K-member. This thing is very heavy. What I'm gonna do, I'll take off the outer tie rod right there, pop that out, then the lower control arm right here. That should knock me down to like a 50 to 70 pound structure. I'm gonna take it over, I'm gonna pressure wash it, get all this old paint off, clean it up, probably pour 15 it. It's kind of cold out, pour 15. I can just do it on some cardboard and let it dry. I just want this to look nice and not rust, make the whole engine bay look clean and new. So let's go ahead, let's start disassembling this, and then I gotta walk it all the way around the house and pressure wash it. Okay, so tie rod is out on that side, and out on this side I was able to find the big ball peen hammer. There are 4 of these that have to come out. They go in through here holding the lower control arm on. This is so I don't have to undo the ball joint, and so I can get in here with paint just to make it look nice. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This one's pretty stuck, but we're gonna get a breaker bar and unstuck it. And then it should just be this and this. Shouldn't be more than 70 pounds. It shouldn't be a problem to move it over. Pressure washer and the K-member, got it over here. Got, of course, some SuperClean foaming degreaser sitting on this. So this should pressure wash pretty nicely. I completely forgot that I still need to get my lower radiator support in. So I might not bolt this in immediately, but we are gonna get this painted today. Hopefully, we'll see. I'm gonna do this. So I'm out here washing it. I flipped it upside down, getting it clean. I'm looking at the power steering rack, and I'm like, oh, okay, you know, bushing's pretty shot, you know. What the hell did he do? I think I need more than a bushing. Yeah, that is subpar at best. Well, it is like a week plus 2 weeks after the last clip. I was working on the Mustang K-Member. You guys saw me painting it. I believe the last clip in this video was like a little time lapse, so it's hopefully dry. I checked on it a while back. You guys just saw the CBX video, which was in between the last 2 clips, that clip and this one. FOXBODY still here and exists. Piece of my tripod just fell off. So in the garage here, of course, we got the CBX looking dazzling as ever. We have the K-Member, which I have CBX parts in the way. You guys can see it came out pretty good. Where it was actually smooth, it came out nice and glossy. I missed a few like weird areas, like right there. But overall, this came out pretty solid. It's gonna look really good sitting underneath the car. A few things have to be done before I can do that. And one of them is finding my Sawzall, because the lower radiator support of the Mustang is completely trashed. I have a new one, but I need to cut the old one out. And I can't really use an angle grinder. Sawzall would be optimal, but I don't know where mine is. My corded Sawzall is no bueno, doesn't work anymore, and the wireless one is who knows where, so I gotta find that, get the batteries charged, chop that off, weld the new lower radiator support in, get it all painted up, make it look pretty. All right, I took off what they like to call the power steering cooler off of the old radiator support. You can see why we're replacing it. Got the new one right here, and I was able to find the Sawzall. This blade looks a little bit aggressive for the job. However, I'm gonna give it a little test cut like right here, see what it does, and then everything else should be off of the lower support. So there shouldn't be anything in the way. Should just be chop it, weld it, paint it, done. Well, I suppose there's no going back now, right? That's undoable. All right, welder's out. I cleaned up these edges, straightened out his radiator support, and I have a ratchet strap holding it in place. So I did measure it out. I had a tape measure, used reference points on the actual OEM core support, and cut accordingly. So, I mean, it looks pretty straight and accurate to me. I'm gonna tack weld it, get some levels. I mean, the car itself isn't level, so some reference points, so to speak. I'll make sure this is level and then compare it to that. If they're in the same realm, that's good enough, because this is of course bolted to the upper, so that means my upper and lower are matching. So I'm gonna throw some tack welds on this and this, so it's not the ratchet strap holding it up. Just went around the top and hooked it there. Let's throw some tack welds on each side, just 2 or 3 to hold it up, and then make sure it's level. I'm going to respectfully ask you to not judge my welds. I'm using a flux core welder on really, really thin metal. Started off on the high setting, kind of bumped it down to low with a decently quick wire speed, and it seems to work so far. Still getting the hang of it though, but I got, technically it's mocked up. I'm gonna make sure it's level now with the bumper and the upper support. So I'm gonna sort of square it off against those two, but it is roughly tigged up here and here. Obviously these welds aren't done. I'm gonna clean them up, make sure they're nice and solid. Just slowly getting the hang of this welder. I am not a welder. I'm not a good welder at least. But I'd like to get better. I want to buy some of my own welding equipment, but for now I'm using a really old flux core, so doing what I can. As long as it's solid, I don't really care if it's pretty. I can make it look pretty enough with a grinder. Grinder and paint makes me the welder I ain't. So let's go ahead, let's get a level and make sure it's squared off to this and this. Okay, so there is some background noise, so I apologize for that, but I was able to get the new radiator support welded in, looking okay. I'm gonna do the same thing I did with the strut towers and put some steel stick over it just to pretty it up. It'll also make sure that if there's any holes whatsoever, that there aren't any. My main concern right now is like, I missed a little spot with weld, and then whatever road debris, water gets in there and this rots out. So to prevent that from happening and make sure this car lasts nice and long, gonna steel stick all around there. I stood and jumped up on top of that, so my welds, albeit not pretty, they do hold. Again, they are far from good looking, but just threw a quick coat of paint on. I'm not looking for anything crazy here. Probably gonna do 2 more coats, grab some steel stick from Lowe's. Okay, gotta take the truck because, well, kind of warm-ish start. Yeah. All right, so ignoring the loud exhaust here, I have these, which are like the 4 main K-member bolts. So bolted this up. I had to steal a washer from my dad's tractor, but that's bolted. And then you can kind of see how that'll work. Obviously I might need to loosen those and push it, but about 4 bolts, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's more down there as well, but I already have those, I hope. But I need washers and I don't have any. I have locking washers, and for what it's worth, I probably don't need them, but it's the right way to do it. And I have to grab some steel stick anyway. So, but we're going to hit Lowe's real quick, get some steel stick, get some hardware, and we'll get this all bolted up tonight. And a little rev for the fan. Yes, let's go. Well, the joys of winter, we have the floodlight, the light thing. So I did some off-camera mining once more. You guys don't get that reference. I said that quite a bit when I was doing the welding. Went out, picked up some hardware. So we got 4 brand new grade 8 zinc coated bolts holding up my somewhat poorly painted K-member. So the K-member is officially in. I got it all tight. And I stood on it just to make sure at least could hold 170 pounds when it has 1,000 pounds of engine. Well, that's a different story. But you guys can see that fresh paint with the fresh strut towers, and of course the fresh K-member looks super good. So very happy with how this is looking so far. This is pretty assembled compared to what it's been, and this is decent. This is still drying up. Not sure what I'm going to do with this little rubbery thing. Still have to figure that out. But the K-member's in. Looks good. And the next step now is to make these welds look pretty. So I'm going to throw some steel stick on there. And yep, I'm going to do that. Okay, so it is very dark and I got around to steel sticking the FOXBODY here. So threw some steel stick on there. You can see it closes up the welds, makes it look a lot better. I'm going to paint this tomorrow when it's actually sunny out and maybe a hair warmer than it is now. Going to let this stuff dry. It's not beautiful, but again, it will be solid. But on that note, I am gonna end this video here. The raw is fully repaired. We got the K-member painted. We got it, we got the new radiator support welded on, so everything's good there. Tomorrow, I am more likely than not gonna work on something else, either the Firebird or something else. I've been working on the FOXBODY primarily for quite a while now, so if I could do something else, that'd be cool. In any case, I'm gonna end this video. I do apologize for the audio cutting out the last time I tried to record it, but I'm glad we were able to get it fixed this time. I do want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Do appreciate it. If you guys did enjoy it, be sure to drop a like. It helps me out a ton. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you are notified every time I upload it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
My brothers, one day we gon' make it. We just gotta grind for that paycheck. Mama told me one day I'll be famous. Remember when she used to say she hate this? Back then they would laugh when I say shit. Now I'm inside all them people's playlists. So one day I'll be stomping.